Before we begin, please allow me to give this warning. The ship in question is primarily acquired through in-game gambling mechanics, and as such, there is no 100% guarantee you will acquire this ship should you go through the standard means. If you are concerned that you may have a gambling problem, please stop this video and seek help. Stay safe out there, and always play within your limits. Shall we begin? I'm glad you could all make it. Welcome, members of the Federation, the Klingon Empire, the Romulan Republic, and the Dominion, to the Star Trek Online Stats Review. Please, get comfortable, pull up a seat, the replicators are at your disposal. And, before we begin, allow me to give a thank you to Tribal Typhoon, Skyhawking, XG Blackbird, Travis Games, Spike, Captain Riggs, James Doodley, I'm sure I said that wrong, Miss Future Teach, Fox Plays Games, Lord Arminger, Negus, and Dante Demonic for their incredible generosity and support of this channel. It is at their incredible generosity that I can introduce you to this. The Merian Science Dreadnought. Commander Science Dreadnought. One hell of a powerhouse. In this review, we will not only be touching on what the ship's stats allow it to do, but we will be also discussing her console and traits and Hangar pet. We will also take her into action to show what she is capable of, but we will be glossing over the possible customization options, as there are not really any to speak of. And as such, without further ado, let's get into the favourite subject at hand. She is a Tier 6 Science Dreadnought. Long time no see. At level 65, she has 65,250 hull points, with a hull modifier of 1.45 and a shield modifier of 1.1, the atypical for this period of vessel. Her turn rate is 7, her impulse modifier is 0.19, inertia rating of 65. She has the unusual and somewhat useful in certain aspects bonus power of plus 20 to auxiliary. With 4 forward and 3 aft weapons, she can equip dual cannons. A type specific slot gives her the secondary deflector, and she has 3 device slots. 1 hangar bay, the Federation Battle Cloak for the 32nd century, inspirational command abilities as she is a complete full command vessel. She comes equipped with 32nd century Federation shuttlecraft, the carrier command abilities, sensor analysis, subsystem targeting. Her consoles are 3 tactical, 4 engineering and 4 science. Her bridge officers are, here we go, Ensign Science, Lieutenant Tactical, 2 Lieutenant Commander seats, 1 Universal, 1 Engineering with Command Specialization, and finally, she has a Commander Science Bridge Officer with Command Specialization. All in all, these stats read as such. We are looking at a ship with very poignant and very high capability when it comes to tanking. Her endurance of her shields is not amazing, but her hull can certainly take punishment. In testing, I did find that she does extremely well defensively. However, due to certain aspects and setups, you may find this can also be kind of a detriment, because although she is primed for being a great tank, she more comes across as a good tank. For her cost, I mean. Now, from that, we may be able to talk about her support. Support capability wise, she's actually really good. Really good. Again, borderlining great, and in fact I would actually be willing to say she is a great support vessel. Definitely, she can hang in a fight there and give her allies what they need. Her pets do really well, and her console and that is going to back her up with this. Her trait even backs this up, but those don't really come down to her base stats, do they? They're just extras you get with the ship. Overall, you'll find that she makes a great drain boat. She makes a great control boat. Actually, she makes a really good control boat. And she makes an excellent Psi DPS vessel, if you wanted to look at that side of things. But once you stretch away from that point, it goes back downhill. And goes back to, she's good. And boy, at least in one area, she's exceptional. But it's not hard to be exceptional when it's a meta. You know where we're going now? DPS. Now, she's a really damn good kinetics build. And as many will note, kinetic builds tend to be the meta. So the fact that she does really well and gets incredible damage output, that's not surprising when you go kinetics. But if you stretch away, maybe take a look at a different type of build. Now you can go side DPS through a couple of routes, and you will find that again she will be really good, borderlining exceptional. In fact, no, I would actually say she's exceptional. But it ends there. 2 out of 4 ain't bad. But that means that you're limited for your real outputs that you can go for if you want to go and get some incredible scores from her. And I'm not happy about that. Not when she could cost you £100+ or dollars to get your hands on her. I haven't gambled. I have acquired her through different means, and it's cost me £80 to get her. So that is the cheapest I would say you can get her, but that is assuming someone has gone gambling and has decided that they have an extra, or they didn't want it in the end and had put it in the exchange. That's not a good way for me to bring down cost and value, so I can't accept that as a value point. It's a way to get her, budget way to get her, but it relies a lot on people not really caring and being willing to sell the ship. God, that makes her pricey at that point. As such, so at the moment, these are my scores for her. I am going to go from worst to best. And this is going to sound stupid, because I don't really have one that I think is considerably bad. So it's hard to rate worst to best, but here we go. Let's start off with tank. Yeah, tank. My tank score for her is 2 out of 10. No, 2 out of 5, sorry. 2 out of 10. That would be atrocious. That would actually be me saying 1. No, 2 out of 5. I'm sorry, she can be an exceptionally great tank. There's just too many better options. Cheaper options. That is the lowest score I'm going to give here though. DPS. I'm going to split it in two because I'm going to be fair. If you stick to the energy side of things, she's 2 out of 5. However, if we go up the rank and actually consider the metas and the fact she can play to them, and her side DPS is very good, I will give her credit there. Go for an exotic build on this ship, you're going to have so much fun. So I will give her 4 out of 5 in that category. I think that tells you where her science and support role lies in this. Despite her cost, I will give her 4 out of 5 as a support vessel. The scores again. She is a 2 out of 5 tank, 2 out of 5 energy DPS, however, 4 out of 5 for kinetics or side DPS, and 4 out of 5 for support builds. I know some of you are going to say I'm being very harsh on her, but I am holding her cost against her. Now, this isn't to say this is where it ends. It's not like I'm saying she's all bad. Here's some good and some. I'm being genuine here. These are good. I'm going to be honest with you. I so badly want to like her. And not just because she looks like the retro Millennium Falcon, right? Still had that massive container in between its two-pronged forks fronts. Oh, come on. Everyone else saw the Millennium Falcon in it. I can't be alone in this one. No. God, the visuals are so bad aside. Let me say this right now. If you know me, you know me. You know I'm a huge fan of full nacelle designs and sleek narrow profiles. So this ship was set up to be one of my favourites. In fact, since I saw this ship, I've wanted the ship in game. I was dying for this ship. But now I've had to see it up close and I'm seeing these. It's like all my expectations were wrecked. So, let's talk about some positive aspects. I want to talk about positives first. There's one negative to talk about, but we'll go there when we go there. Scientific bulwark. Okay. So I've not been able to test this ability because I didn't release it. Actually said something to me when I went and did this because I've never done Night for All and not immediately hit max mastery. That told me a lot about the ship right there and then. But this skill, scientific bulwark, this trait is good. Science skills gained from damage resistance bridge officer abilities. When activating a bridge officer ability that increases your damage resistance rating, such as attack pattern delta, I believe, you gain plus 35 to your control, drain and exotic particle generators and skills. So your control and drain expertise are boosted by plus 35, so is your exotic particle generator skill. And this will last for 15 seconds. It can stack up to 5 times, and that being noted, is actually really easy to actually keep this in permanent up. It should also be noted that as a result, this can be very useful to set build types. I was considering it a plausible meta. I probably still would for support builds. Consider this a meta trait, but then I did some extra research, and yeah, there are other traits that can technically do this better, though they are more specialized. This one is the better all-rounder. Honestly, I probably won't use it on... Well, I might use it on side DPS, but I probably won't use it on other DPS types. I could possibly see myself using this on a tank, but again, that would be in very, very specific situations. Probably not best for all tanks. Actually, far from not best for all tanks. It is more of a support one I could see using this, and it's more for the sake of that extra bonus. You get a little bit more drain or a little bit more control, and a little bit extra damage to do while you're doing either or. It's great in that aspect. So as a result, this trait, I'm not going to give it perfect score, but I will give it an overall 4 out of 5. It's perfect for what it's trying to do. Not great for everyone, but hey, if it had been useful for at least 2 build styles, then it would have hit the 5 out of 5 for me. I'm really happy with this trait. Scientific Bulwark, brilliant trait. Now, console on this ship is the Universal Reactive Radiometric Shielding. I do want to note right now that I haven't seen Season 4 Discovery. I can't watch it because Paramount is Paramount. Much like Cryptic, Paramount is greedy in some of its manners. As the location I used to watch Discovery no longer has it, I won't be watching it until for a while yet, I can foresee. So hurts. I'm assuming this is supposed to be a reference to Season 4. If anyone can fill me in on that, feel free, because I don't mind being spoiled. Just don't spoil Picard for me. The passive abilities of this, I do feel, are really good. I do really like the plus 25% radiation damage. I love the plus 25 radiation damage resistance rating, and I really do like the plus 15% hull regen. This to me is a great survival plus EPG console, and it just gets better because not only does it really help if you go for a radiation damage style exotic build, which is, although one of the easiest to defend against, it is also one of the most fun to fly because you get the most options from it. I do like my withering disruptors from the Terran rep, so it's got to say something to you, right? On these notes though, the console gets brilliant because its active ability, the reactive radiometric shielding, which reflects resisted damage as heal plus damage AoE, is brilliant. We have, hello, up there, we have a friend about. We have, this is the first for me on the test server, by the way. We have 420 seconds, which is a very long time. Immunity to radiation damage and a plus 200 energy damage resistance rating. Once per half second, when receiving energy damage, it will restore hull to self and allies equal to the amount of energy damage resisted, and will deal radiation damage to foes equal to twice that times 2 of the amount of energy damage resisted, with a 5 km AoE radius to that, with a maximum of 5 foes plus 5 allies per each pulse. Overall, this is very powerful, especially in the right situation with the right enemy. You could find yourself being probably the best healer on the field while simultaneously doing some of the highest damage output during that period. But that requires a point in specific. Overall though, I'm excessively happy with this console. As a result, I'm giving it this final score, and shoot me if you want, but I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 star rating. Not because it's a meta console, not because it's a used by all console, but because this is exactly what you want to see from a console that is specific to RPG builds. It's powerful, useful, and beneficial in every single area. I consider this a go-to console for RPG builds at the moment, especially if you want to go on the radiation front. I 100% have this console's back. It's just a shame that I will not have this console. Because with all this being said, there is not enough yet that would make me consider actually having this ship. I will be giving away the pack I have in the main game during a stream. I will not be acquiring a second one for myself. At least for now. Now let's talk about these pets. We have the advanced... we have the 32nd Century Federation shuttlecraft. Now I know it looks like you're going to get a fighter squadron from these. That is not how they deploy, I'm afraid. They only deploy 1 shuttle per hangar piece. So you will have 6 shuttlecraft launch maximum from this ship in specific. These Federation shuttlecraft, they're not bad, but they're not good. They have their uses. I definitely don't think they surpass, at least from what I've seen of them, they do not surpass certain other ones. Definitely not the better ones at the moment. However, they are equipped with the Federation phases of beam array for the 32nd Century as a forward weapon, and the aft is an omnidirectional phaser beam array of the same type. The special it has is Structural Integrity Manipulator Mark 1. In offensive mode, or should I say, telling it to attack, it will drain the hull over 3 seconds that it targets a foe with the highest, and it will target the foe with the highest current hull percentage within 5 kilometers of itself. In defensive mode, it will restore hull over 3 seconds, targeting the ally with the lowest current hull. Now, this is great if you're in a defensive manner. It will help your survivability. It's great in an offensive manner. It will deal decent damage output. You can swap between offensive mode and defensive mode with each activation. Honestly, this is a little bit too confusing and complex for me. I like my pets just to be launched and do their jobs. And considering how fragile these are, even the advanced ones, I'm sorry, I can't get behind them. I don't think these pets are that good. Easily just swapped out me instantaneously. I only used them because I was testing them. Beyond testing, I wouldn't use them any further than that. And I hate to say that, because I'll be honest with you, I do really want to like this ship. I do. I just don't. And that's not even down to cost at this point. I just generally don't like the ship. And I think it's because I know I've got alternative ships that do the job of this ship better, and I've got them for cheaper. I mean, minus certain ones, but okay, I've got ships that do the job of this ship better than it, that cost more, but I have got ones for cheaper than it. The Terran Trailblazer, kind of in the same gate. Just to give an idea, an incentive idea. Ooh. Yunk, special thing. Get out of the way. So, with that being said, let's quickly talk about customization, which there is none. You can play around between the Janeway hull, the 32nd century hull, and other certain hull types such as you find on legendary ships. You can have a bit of a laugh with them if you really want to. How you can change the paint pattern on varying areas of the ship, between upper nacelles, lower nacelles, and main body, but that's it after that point. There is no special bridge, which for goodness sake, by this point they've had enough time. They really should have come up with a 32nd century bridge for us to fly with these ships. It really hurts people that really want to roleplay a bit more. And there isn't a fitting bridge to really use in its place either, so that hurts. Honestly, customization is 0 out of 5 stars for me on this ship. And I am going to be that harsh. I don't care if it's if this ship is based on the show, and therefore I should be a little bit fair to it. No. Costs too much for that. So let's take this ship into action, and I will hopefully sell the ship a bit better to you there. Oh, don't hold me to this one. Okay, so this is probably going to come across as mental to you. I'm going to be honest, it probably will. While we're here, why not? I'm going to call it the Mayor. Let's demo record it. Maybe I can get a good shot without that huge ass name. Oh yeah. There's just too much about this ship that I am not very friendly on. Do you know what? I will say, at least it looks really beautiful from the side like this. Really beautiful there. Let's first of all show you what this can do, because at least this is one of the really positive points. Here they go. Gonna come to a halt and just sit here with them. Now don't escape. Oh, there goes one, there goes two, there goes three. Tell me that console isn't powerful. Now, as powerful as that console is, it's got a bug on it. It is supposed to be a 2-minute recharge time, so be wary of that. Now, hello Jem'Hadar Heavy Escort. We need a test against you. Let's not target you yet. We'll just launch the pets out. Yeah, don't look at these guys up close. They're too much silly to notice on them. Way too much random and silly to notice on them. Don't like them. Probably wouldn't even, yeah, what do I mean properly? I won't be doing a visual review of this ship, and I know that for a fact, because there's just too much I'll criticise and not enough positive I'll say. Go on, pets. Go have your fun. I'm going to wander in behind you. Now, how do pets normally do in this situation, eh? They normally do quite well, don't they? So, what are we expecting? Well, I'm expecting to lose 1 or 2 and for them to defeat it. Because this is easy. This isn't easy. This is a basic enemy. I'm in easy difficulty here. just to make that fully aware to you guys, this is easy difficulty. That's how much health these guys have. Not very, very tough. I've done this a few times. I've yet to see them defeat one of them without losing more than 4 of the shuttles. Well, sorry, more than 3 of the shuttles. There's always either 1 or 2 shuttles left standing. In fact, this is one of the worst rounds I've seen for them. And down goes the 5th. Then they're not actually going to win this time. Oh, at least every single time I've tested them before this, they won. Not a joke, they did. They actually won every single round before this. This just makes them look worse than they actually are. I'm going to show them some mercy. They're not actually this bad, I swear. Wipe them out. Now, here's the funny thing. Like I said, this is easy. So, please pinch of salt what's going on here. But this, just because I say energy build on the ship is a 2 out of 5 score, doesn't mean it can't do amazing amounts of damage. It can easily hit really hard, really fast, and send an enemy with a lot of power to the grave in seconds. And not even be trying. The problem it has is the fact that it costs to get it to do that. You gotta know what you're doing, you gotta time it right, and this ship can't keep it up. Now, every single time you run a score and you trying to get up how well your DPS is, you'll notice if you watch the chart, you have spikes. And most people have a giant spike at the beginning, and then it's like a general up and up spike as you go on. This ship would do that in the dumbest ways. It would be a spike, nothing at all. Bit of a spike, nothing at all. Bit of a spike, nothing at all. At least everything else goes spike, reasonable up, reasonable up. This ship drops off, and that is what really bugs me about it. If you want to get the best out of this ship, then it's this simple, and this is the only way I can pull it, because unfortunately it's the only way to pull it. So I apologise now, but allow me to be as blunt as I can be. I've genuinely had to stop, go back, sit and think, because this ship is difficult for me. So here's the things you guys need to know, because this is what is going to distinctly affect my final score of this ship. How good are the benefits of purchasing her? This means how good is her console and trait, how good is the special pet you get with her, and such things like that. Do you gain any other bonuses other than that? How good is she as a ship by her own stats? Is there anything that stands out, anything that really shines? Simultaneously, is there anything that really doesn't stand out, kind of dulls the ship? How expensive is she to acquire? What is the standard means of acquiring her? Is she something reasonable? Is she account unlocked, or is she one character at a time? And how does that compare against the actual cost of getting the ship? Finally, style. Those are the sort of things I take into account. Now, I've been brutal on this ship, if I'm honest, because I had really high expectations. Really high expectations of this ship. And I'll admit I've been brutal. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars for certain areas. I'm being harsh. Now, she's expensive. She's a very expensive ship, and she is not account-wide unlock, and I'm sorry, any ship that could cost you more than £100 had better be account unlocked. Any ship that costs you more than £50 had better be account unlocked, in my opinion. And Cryptic has no excuse for not doing that, other than they are taking on the practices of the Ferengi commerce authorities and being as greedy as possible. After all, if you want the ship on more than one character, you've got to try and get it twice. What better way to get you to spend 200 quid, huh? That stings. And as much as I absolutely adore full nacelle designs and really love slim, sleek profiles, which this ship has both. Something about this ship, from the side, this ship looks great, but the moment you start looking above or below, it's like it just suddenly dies out. It becomes very flat, and I don't... The nacelles are great, but the sides of the ships are great. I both love and hate its looks. The pets are so meh, though, and honestly, I feel like this ship really could have done with either an extra hangar bay, better bonus power settings, because auto auxiliary makes it great for support, but nulls on the other areas, or something really to help it shine in another way, because Lord have mercy, is it great as a torpedo boat? Yeah, okay, I will recommend her to anyone who loves to go with kinetic builds. Definitely recommend her to you. And Lord have mercy, I recommend her to anyone who is a support player. There are better options for both. For both of you, there are definitely better options in ships, but this ship is still going to be one of the fun ones and good ones for you, so sure, I'll recommend it to you. I'm not going to recommend it to anyone else. Not tanks, not energy build. Yeah, you can, if you know what you're doing, you can get a good energy build out of her, but doesn't mean I'm going to recommend her to you. Luckily, along with being good at those 2 areas, to those that I will recommend her to, she also has a really damn good console and a really damn good trait. The trait is great for support players. The console is excellent for anyone who likes the clicky EPG builds. Yeah, 100%. Get her if you need. For that console alone, you may want to get her. I can understand that in some aspects. It's why I will consider eventually possibly getting her for myself. But it ends there. Now, due to the exceptional qualities that this ship has towards the meta, or current player-based meta, which I don't like to flag up happy for metas because I do like versatility, but I will give her some credit. She excels there, so credit for that, and credit for that absolutely stunning console, and credit for being a science dread, because we damn need some more of them. I'm going to give her 5 out of 5 stars, sorry. 3 out of 5 stars. I want to give her more. I do. I'm dangerously close to only giving her 2 out of 5. I've had to argue with myself to dare to give her 3 out of 5. Honestly, people, take your time. Take other things into consideration before you consider getting this ship. This is one of those ships which you want to think before you purchase. I am not getting her. Not yet, at least. Maybe in the future. For now though, no. She fails miserably. With that, to a positive, for me at least, can I say a massive thank you to the people credited on screen right now. These individuals who have donated to this channel by the various means to help to make this video possible. I wouldn't have this ship right now to give away in an upcoming stream if it wasn't for these people, and I wouldn't be able to bring this kind of video to you guys if it wasn't for that generosity and support. I do dream of taking ShadowStar full-time someday. The benefits to my health will be immense. These guys are helping to achieve that. So, to you, a massive thank you. Also, to all of you watching to this point in the video, thank you so much, because it really helps this channel out. It means a lot, and if you have enjoyed the video, found it useful or helpful, please consider hitting that like button, maybe sharing the video. Every bit of help to help grow the channel means the world to me, and I can't thank you enough. I do have links below if you want to check them out, and hopefully I'll see you all guys in the future. Maybe you'll consider becoming a member and a part of the crew of the ShadowStar, but that's entirely up to you. Until next time guys, leave me some comments below what you think of this ship, and stay safe, take care of yourselves out there, and live long and prosper, my friends. Ciao for now. I'm sorry.